there's a very strong chance Trump might have croaked this morning, and I'm being facetious, but they cleared his schedule again. He's got a dinner tonight, allegedly, with these like tech heads of state, which sounds like a donor dinner more than anything else. And well, you know how you know what stands out to me as to why I think that might be the case is a couple of things. One is they sent out the first lady to do the AI lunch today. Now, she had done that little like launching the AI project and that kind of stuff, and maybe it's a sideline thing to give her to do, but goddamn, both of them have no idea what any of this shit is about. And so it's not like by putting her in charge of it, the nation is denied his intellect on this rather complicated topic of AI. By the way, tomorrow, Friday, I'm just saying. And we will catch up on some of this stuff. But they put her out. He's supposed to have dinner with all these people that are part of this meeting. Trump's having dinner with them tonight. That's the only thing on his official schedule today. And then they had Kash Patel come out and announce. Boy, is that a Freudian slip. Indictments in an international drug conspiracy, like, you know, the things that like they always do, but now the Trump administration wants you to think that they're the first to do it. And Pam Bondi is in Florida doing a press briefing on human trafficking. They are just doing this big fucking full court press to distract from the fact that he's not anywhere doing anything. For real. Now, yeah, he's getting an IV gravy treatment. That's right. He's getting his gravy levels checked. Yeah. So I gotta say, well, let me just show you the. All right. Let's talk about how important of an issue AI is, and you guys know how I feel about this. Same way I felt when the Ukraine war broke out. I started dedicating 2 hours of my show, worth of my shows during the week to talking about Ukraine because it's that important. I started doing Friday AI over a year ago, with or without Rob Glenn, most of the time with, but sometimes without, every Friday, because it's that important. And people will get caught up in kind of the AI slop aspect of things, or you can make ads now, and like the stuff you see online is about 5% of how it's going to affect everybody's life. And you need to know this, right? And you need to know about it from a fucking, like, a person who gives a shit, as opposed to somebody who's selling you a subscription to one of these things, and or somebody who's afraid of it, or somebody who thinks it's going to solve every problem everywhere. So, are there captions for that? Well, easy. There are actually, but I don't know if they work. So let's just dive in. The importance. Okay, so importance of AI. Then these folks think so highly of education, they want to dismantle the Department of Education. Now, every state has their own education department. And then the federal Department of Education is largely a funding mechanism to make up for lack of funding, and is sort of a ubiquitous standard across all 50 states, largely to help states like Louisiana and Alabama and Arkansas when they need to catch up, and they never do. Blue states, if you didn't put in the red state test scores with blue states, and blue states were, we just used America's best top 20 states for our standard, we'd be like 4th or 5th in the world education-wise, but red states drag us down to 47th. So, I'm into AI as well, Trucker John. And again, it's not even a question of whether you're into it or not. It is a useful tool. It's like saying I'm into the internet. I'm in on the internet. So very important topic though. Education, very important. The raising of children in the modern world, very important topic, very rife with complications and technicalities and shifting modes of education and social interaction that kids have to struggle with. There's a lot, and it's very important to talk about. And then, of course, AI on top of that. All three of them very complicated, very important, and we've got a hot truck of dumbass running the whole thing. And I don't mean just her. They fucking truck out Brooke Rollins in here to talk about like how IBM's going to help 4-H and future farmers of America, learn about manure. I'm not kidding. She'll call it soil pH levels, but we all know she means fertilizer, even if she doesn't know she means fertilizer. Speaking of fertilizer, listen to this. By the way, hit the like, share the show.
The First Lady of the United States.
And possibly the last. Now, I understand, chat room, by the way, you're going to have a lot of questions for the First Lady about AI, and it's seldom that we get to see a true expert speak on this, but, please just try to organize your thoughts. Blah, 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 blah.
To address this important day. So, thank you for joining me to address this important issue. Secretaries Wright, McMahon, Rawlings, and Chavez Dirimir. It's wonderful to be here today alongside private sectors, leaders like Mr. Pichai, Mr. Karishma, Mr. Wilson, and the many more visionaries.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. Sorry.
From across industry.
From across the entire spectrum of industry, from tech companies to tech companies. Okay.
We are living in a moment of wonder, and it is our responsibility.
Yes, I wonder why we're leaving. Oh, living.
To prepare children in America.
If Dr. Jill Biden had said we're going to prepare children in America, Glenn Beck would have done a show called It's a Cookbook.
Cars now steer themselves.
Not really. Some do, most of the time. Some of the time, they don't. Most cars don't.
Our cities. Robots hold steady hands in the operating room.
Robots hold steady hands in the operating room. No, they don't.
And drones are
They will, but simmer.
defining the future of war.
And drones are defining the future of war, which brings me to children's education.
Innovation.
Wait a minute. By the way, AI isn't largely responsible for the drones, too. Those are largely, FPV drones flown by a human being using a goggle setup. Look, there's AI involved in all of this, but, she does, what the fuck?
Of first-generation humanoids. Factory of
Hoominoids. All right.
illumination and autonomous vehicles.
Autonomous. Are we going to have autonomous humanoids? That's my question. That's my question. By the way, if Linda McMahon actually takes a drink of that water, does Melania stop talking?
Search from
It's like a fucking magic trick.
private sector investment. Every one of these advancements is powered by AI.
No. Every one of those advancements is not powered by AI. Literally, the self-driving cars are the closest thing to it. The steady hand of the surgeon. There's no AI surgery happening at all. And the AI drone stuff is just the guidance system. And thank God we're not letting them choose their targets yet. Dipshit.
Robots are here.
The robots are here. Congratulations to Stephen Miller, world's first robosexual.
Future is no longer science fiction.
The future is no longer science fiction. Everyone at Black Mirror, you're fired. I'm sorry. Since we've got all this shit now and it's kind of here, there are no more ideas for science fiction. Science fiction has become science fact, therefore there is no more science fiction.
Data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis shows that AI innovation is clearly boosting America's GDP growth.
Clearly boosting. You mean the 7 top tech stocks are keeping the rest of it afloat until you have to pay back the tariffs?
Surely this is not a trend.
It is a trend, and stop calling me Shirley.
For AI will serve as the underpinning of every business sector in our nation, including education, life sciences, finance, and design.
Life sciences and design. You left out paramilitary internal spying devices from Palantir.
In fact, I predict AI will represent the single largest growth category in our nation during this administration.
You predict that, do you? Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's what all we've been waiting for. Melania Trump's predictions about the impact of artificial intelligence. I mean, I think that's what most people voted for. Thank God she called this meeting together so that she can, she can help us live up to her prediction. Also, yeah, that's because it's happening already. It's way ahead of everybody's control ability. And what do you think? Trump's going to invent something else during his time in office? Good Lord.
And I won't be surprised if AI becomes known as the greatest engine of progress in the history of the United States of America.
America. As opposed to the world? What do you mean? Like, the greatest engine of growth. I mean, you still stack, if it's the engine of the growth would be driven. I think whatever powers it, right? Never mind.
But as leaders and parents, we must manage AI's growth responsibly. During this primitive stage, it is our duty to treat AI as we would our own children.
Oh, okay. Feed them Ritalin and ignore them, and leave them to the women to change their diapers. Is that the Trump AI plan too?
Empowering, but with watchful guidance.
We must empower them, but with watchful guidance. All right.
In this room is filled with the brightest minds of our time.
I don't know. I mean, they're the people running the companies. I think at this point, if you asked all of them, this would be one of the only times in history where the industry is like, yeah, I don't even know how this shit works. It's way ahead of me.
As such, I challenge you to focus on 3 strategic priorities of AI's ecosystem.
Okay.
So America can lead in shaping a new, magnificent world.
Yes, we will shape the magnificent world.
Infrastructure and energy, national security, and of course, talent.
Of course. I mean, that's right. I was going infrastructure and energy, which are both different and the same. National security, because if you're ahead, you're ahead. And talent. So, if you could get AI to go, I think we're good. If you, where do you go? Where to go to? Why don't you go where fashion sits? Different types of wear-a-day coat pants with so cutaway perfect fits. I'm not. Okay. We would learn more about AI watching Young Frankenstein than this.
We must ensure America's talent, our workforce, is prepared to sustain AI's progress.
Oh, shit. It's up to us now.
And the Presidential AI Challenge is our first major step to galvanize America's parents.
To galvanize America's parents. That's right, parents. It's up to you to make sure your kids figure out the next wave of AI that will be online before they graduate their next year in school. So get the adults to all of a sudden understand something they don't understand, create a curriculum around teaching the next thing. And by the time they're finished with developing that curriculum, the entire thing will have already adapted and moved past whatever standard you were using to work with it in the first place, and then it'll be over. All right, great. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Educators and students with this mission. English is a new coding language for many, and with it, creativity will flow from every corner of America.
What? Just the corners? Okay.
Sparking new
every coroner in America. Sorry.
Industries, careers, and jobs. By supporting the Presidential AI Challenge, you are investing in our youth, America's next era builders.
Next era builders. First of all, no. Look, I think we all agree with Dionne Warwick. I believe the children are our future, but they will be adults by the time it happens. But the truth is that AI advancements will actually largely be driven. The shocking shift will be like, oh my God, it's not this new thing that only the kids can do. It'll actually be, wait for it, old people. That's right. People with judgment and experience in a lot of different industries are now using AI to leapfrog past the competition that used to kick their ass because they were up on the new lingo and the new technology or whatever. Well, the kids can't even keep up with it any more than anybody else can, but the adults have judgment. They've been around enough. They've been working in a business or an industry for a long time. They know the data points, so they can work with AI in a more intelligent way. It's like, imagine if the trend was to get everybody an assistant, like a Data from Star Trek, and whatever you told them to do, they would do. Would you give that robot to a 20-something, or would you give it to someone that's an expert in their field in their 50s and 60s? Would you give it to a new graduate nurse, or a nurse who had been overseeing hospital floors for decades? Do you understand what I mean? So it's not about the kids. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest AI challenges they ought to start fucking doing is point it at people that are either midlife or moving out of business or act as consultants, because like older people who've retired, who are now in the consultancy phase of their life in a lot of industries, paired with AI, could be every bit as effective as an employee as somebody straight out of fucking college at the new level of stuff that you're doing, but have way better understanding of the topic or your field of work than anybody new would, no matter how much they've been studying it in school. Kids. But the kids.
I would be remiss if I didn't thank our very determined Director of the Office of Science and Technology Policy, Mr.
I would be so remiss if I didn't thank you, like it says in the thing on the papers.
Michael Cartesius. Michael's vision will have a profound effect on how emerging technology shapes our future.
Yes, it will. This person is going to have a profound effect on how this technology shapes our future. No, he won't. It's going to do its thing, and everybody there, this is like a bunch of people who are like, we are being the greatest horseback riders in the world. If only we had the reins, we could, and perhaps even the saddles, this war Nelly, we could probably get hold of this thing. Shit.
Thank you, Michael.
No, thank you, Madam First Lady, for your
No, thank you.
remarks and for hosting this second meeting of the White House Task Force on AI Education. And thank you to all of my colleagues on the task force here, including Secretary McMahon, Secretary Rollins, Secretary Chavez DeRemer.
Yeah, the fucking Secretary of Agriculture is there.
Secretary Wright, and White House AI and Crypto Czar David Sachs. We are thrilled also to welcome a new member of a task force today, Assistant to the President for the Office of the First Lady, Haley Harrison. Thank you for joining us. It is an
Great, finally, a person with all the answers. Just so you know, the First Lady assigned her main assistant to the task force on AI. This is, okay, remember how much shit they gave Hillary about insurance for children, and that this was a big thing, and you normally give, like, First Ladies are supposed to do the fucking Christmas decorations, and fuck the Christmas, and all that shit. And here comes Hillary, and they're giving her, the ability to try to shepherd, children, like low-income children's insurance through the Congress. And they're like, why would you let her do something like this? It's so out of, even though she's a fucking lawyer, and she's been a governor's wife and then the president's wife, and she's been around for years, and she's seen all of it as it's happened. She's an experienced, intelligent woman of her own right. And it makes sense that this is a cause she believed in, even if she wasn't in the White House as the wife of the president. This is something that she might have, as a well-known lawyer from Arkansas who went to school in New York, might have taken on herself to try and do right. But because she was the president's wife, they attacked her. They put a big bullseye on her because they're like, how dare she? Who the fuck is she? And then, what did they attack Jill Biden for? What's this Dr. Jill Biden bullshit? Dr. Jill Biden, doctor. Meanwhile, Melania is running the AI task force. The AI task force. Now, granted, I know some of you are saying, but Hal, her intelligence is artificial. Touché.
honor to have the support and advice of the First Lady as we seek to implement the President's.
The support and the advice as they implement Trump's vision for AI. Good God.
Plans to give America's children the chance to learn how to navigate our ever-changing technological world.
Well, if it's ever changing, then you can't navigate it. You can't make a map of a tsunami, dummy. Well, there were no maps in Waterworld. You understand? Everywhere you look, it's water, and the surface is always changing. If it's an ever-changing landscape, you can't map it. Fuckhead.
As AI reshapes how people learn, work, and communicate, President Trump is committed to ensuring that Americans are equipped to lead the world in harnessing this technology for increased productivity and prosperity. To further that end, in April, the President...
By the way, most of these people are reading stuff off of AI company websites, like their splash page.
Signed an executive order focusing on the formation and promotion of AI educational and workforce development programs, especially for America's young people.
Why especially for? Seriously, this is fucking stupid. Honest to God, you're better off letting kids learn a traditional classical education, because figuring out AI will take them a full half hour. If you're going to train a generation of people how to use AI, do it to adults. Make it an on-the-job training vocation expenditure. Like whatever, like continuing education courses for people. Stupid. Kids aren't going to have a hard time adapting to it and figuring it out. And by the time you work up a curriculum to teach them, it will already have shifted and your version of teaching it to them will be out of date. Teach the adults right now how to use what's here right now in their job. Fuck me.
Familiarity with how these exciting new tools work will, we hope, lay a very important foundation for a lifetime of innovation.
How would you know? You're not even familiar with them. For real. Like all I can think is that the only thing AI that they're aware of or involved with is whatever drafted up this fucking document for him to read from. I'm serious. Like their idea of a mic drop at the end of this is going to be like, and by the way, everyone's remarks today were made with this AIzing.
That is why President Trump established this White House task force on AI education. And that.
Yes, and we all weep for the future.
Why this task force has helped put together the Presidential AI Challenge, which the First Lady launched just last week. And for that, thank you so much, Mrs. Trump.
For doing the video. I'm doing the video. Wait till the recording comes out. Fuck the AI.
We are here today to talk about our future in the most real sense imaginable.
Oh, dear. They're trying to... Chat room, they're trying to kill me, right? This is death by nerd. They're trying to make, they're trying to peak my nerd meter to the point where I go on I start wandering the countryside, strangling people like Frankenstein's monster. Put it in the fridge! Honest to God, I'm not gonna be able to handle it. I'm not gonna be able to sit here and listen to this stupid, am I? I'm not gonna. Fuck me. I got a deal.
America's children.
Hold on.
Be prepared to build our country tomorrow.
Oh, God, it hurts. Our children will be prepared to build our country tomorrow. Dude, you have no... What kids are you talking about? Fifth graders are going to be in a world you can't even fucking recognize. Seniors are going to be scrambling just like everybody else because they've got they're selling uncooked cookie dough door to door. It's not there yet. But it's going to be there for the ones right behind them, and they're entering an actual job market for the next fucking 5 years.
Cutting-edge tools of today.
The cutting-edge tools of today suck. The established tools of today are getting okay. They're pretty close. The cutting-edge tools are ass.
We are proud and grateful to announce...
Yes, White Castle... Paul's like, White Castle system, Hal. Yeah, White Castle is using AI. Dude, you won't even be able to get a job flipping burgers. If you're in middle school, if your kid's in middle school right now, by the time they get out of high school, the burger flipping jobs will be gone. They'll be able to work the register because people want to see a person. But the rest of the fucking building is going to be a vending machine.
Steps in fulfilling the mission of this task force and the President's vision for this AI challenge, as we welcome leaders from...
By the way, vision is what you have instead of a plan. Hashtag Sparksisms.
Business, nonprofit, and education who are putting America's future first by pledging their resources to support AI training for American students, educators, workers, and families. So all of you here who are participating in the pledge, thank you for your generous pledges.
Oh my God. This is so that the tech companies can come to the White House and Trump can say he's got them investing money that they're going to spend anyways. But they can fund the growth, their energy and the growth of their particular AI, their large language models with government money.
The many contributors here today are committed to providing not only vital hardware, infrastructure, and education technology for students.
Yeah, they're going to build giant cloud servers just for students today. There's going to be teacherai.gov.
But professional development
Yes, Linda McMahon's the one who called it A1. Yes. Which, by the way, as stupid as that is equal to everything else you're hearing from these assholes.
Opportunities for workers, for teachers, and for parents. Resources being made available include interactive lessons, educational toolkits, classroom guides, certifications, courses, workshops, webinars, and so much more.
So much more. Guys, there's going to be webinars and so much more. And also class curriculums and so much more. We're going to send education back to the States, except this, where we're going to centrally locate it in a giant cloud server in fucking Montana that's run by a nuclear, like a decommissioned nuclear weapon in one of the silos. And we're going to take the fallout from that basically to drive this giant AI that will be your kid's teacher. And there'll be curriculums, everyone. Your child's going to have, we're going to make curriculums.
We are also honored to be joined by representatives of parent groups who we trust will continue to provide invaluable advice.
Why? Why would we trust this?
We are humbled by the responsibility you share with us in educating America's children, and very proud to seek your input and participation in every part of this effort. And as a new father of an 8-week-old, this means more to me than probably anything else we're talking about today.
That's very sweet. Good for him. Congratulations. All kidding aside, that's very sweet.
Loves this nation's children and students like you do as their parents, who are each child's first teachers. Americans of all ages,
for better or worse,
look forward to celebrating 250 years of U.S. independence next year, and remembering our even longer national story of pilgrims, patriots, pioneers, conquering new frontiers, and building a future for their
pilgrims, patriots, and pioneers. Grabbing them by the...
posterity. Today, we are grateful for this opportunity to invest in our children's future in turn, and to give this generation and generations of Americans to come the tools they need to master the frontiers of AI.
Oh my God. Oh. It's a lot. This is some bullshit. We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it. I gotta say, like, this is how in the ever-loving shit. Again, I think this is largely just a distraction, by the way. To, like, get these people to the White House. Trump probably is going to go around and glad hand with them during his one waking hour today. They got Melania in charge of this. But, like, this is fucking painful. And by the way, I love the translation. A children's future. I believe the children's are a future. Turn them in and give this generation. I mean, I understand a certain amount of boilerplate and political, roundtables and shit like that, and that there is no discussion to be had. This is just a display. And they go around, like he talks like this. Here, let me show you something. Let's cut to, they go through Linda McMahon, who famously called it A1, right?
To share the dais today with our First Lady and my former cabinet members and colleagues here today. I think AI is certainly one of those technologies that we must embrace, certainly because it
one of those technologies we must embrace, unfortunately, like I guess vaccines and the whole earth is round shit.
Here, it is such a valuable tool and we are certainly going to do our best to utilize it at the Department of Education. I think we're looking at our work in 3 AI areas. We're supporting current grantees. We are prioritizing future investments, and we're integrating AI in our own workforce at the department. So I am certainly, and maybe a little to the table later than some as an adapter, but clearly I...
Oh, fuck me. She's going to do the whole, like, oh, like, I'm old. I bet the kids can teach us all about it. No, they can't, you dumb motherfucker. When have you ever seen a round table where, like, we got to teach kids how to use the cell phones because they're going to be the turning point. Smartphones are a wave of the future. We're going to have to figure out how to get these things in schools. You didn't have to, dumbass. Because it just, like, it was happening whether you liked it or not. This requires work, and you're already outmatched. But I'm going to have to get my grandson to show me how to use some of this A1 business.
I certainly am now an adapter in utilizing some forms of AI, which I'm finding so incredibly helpful. And I...
Like what?
That Barron is helping you with a little bit of this as well, and maybe charging you a little bit with that. I would think so.
Sorry. Wait a minute. Your joke is that the kids, you gotta, it's like mowing the lawn these days. You gotta pay the kids to help you out because you can't do it yourself, and that's just part of life. But I bet Barron is charging you. He's out of college, isn't he? Like, he's not a child, and that ain't his fucking job. And if that's the case, why is her assistant on the task force and not Barron? Please don't put Barron on the task force.
In supporting our current grantees, we've issued a Dear Colleague letter telling anyone who has received an ED grant that AI tools and technologies are allowable use of federal education funds.
Wow, they're doing the hard work, everybody. They sent out a letter. I take back everything I said about them being behind on this whole artificial intelligence thing. They're now I like the phrase cutting edge.
Our goal is to empower states and schools to begin exploring AI integration in a way that works best for their communities. And I'm next.
Yes, especially the Amish. The Pennsylvania Dutch are going to have a real hard time with it. But, we'll modify their grants. Maybe they'll have, an AI that checks the pH of horse manure.
Week actually going to go to the Alpha School in Austin, Texas, to see AI in action.
Wait a minute. Please don't tell me. Hold on. You're going to tell me there is a school in Texas called the Alpha School, and it's not run by the Tate brothers? What the fuck? Okay, hold on. The Alpha School AI Austin. Okay. Of course. Of course she is. Where's the program? Well, here, I'll show you what this is their path to privatization. I mean, I wish they were, I could say they were, playing catch up in a field and they're entering uncharted territory. They're not. AI is just the new charter school for this dipshit. Here's a Forbes article on it from this year. Alpha School, using AI to unleash students and transform teaching. God damn, have some ads, Forbes. Shit. How Alpha School works. How about, all right. Alpha School replaces traditional classroom instruction with AI tutors and adaptive learning platforms. Students spend their mornings engaging in a highly personalized curriculum in the core subjects math, reading, science, and social science. The AI-driven system assesses their knowledge in real time, identifying gaps and ensuring they achieve mastery before progressing. This mastery-based approach allows students to advance far beyond grade level if they're ready to fill in the foundation gaps before proceeding. Teachers now called guides. Oh, God. My guide says... TeacherBot says my guide can let me play outside because I have mastered the topic before the allotted time and I'll no longer get electric shocks. Teachers, now called guides, do not lecture or grade assignments in these courses. Instead, they act as motivators and mentors, helping students remain engaged and on track. Pick up your iPad. Pick up your iPad, you asshole. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Talk to your AI. I don't like its voice. It's scary. Talk to it. In the afternoon, students take part in workshops and collaborative projects centered on public speaking, leadership, entrepreneurship, and other practical skills. Not that, like, building or making shit. Let's see. Skill building workshops, debates, coding projects, and creative endeavors. Activities often squeezed out of traditional school schedule. Older students can use this time to explore internships, research opportunities, and other substantive outside endeavors impossible to do within the confines of a traditional school. These activities ensure that learning is good. This hybrid structure of independent learning in the morning and substantive in-person engagement in the afternoon is a key differentiator of the Alpha School model. While many online or independent groups allow students to learn at their own pace, they often lack the social and motivational. This is a sales pitch for it. Yeah, contributor. Yeah, so that's a paid. Somebody paid to put that article in Forbes. Kind of like Trump's bullshit about him being, one of the richest men in the world back in the day when he would lie and get on Forbes top 100 right. That's how you get an article in Forbes.
So I'll be anxious to report back and see how that works. We are prioritizing future investments
By the way, does anybody think Linda McMahon walking around Alpha School in Austin is going to make her return back with, oh my God, it's just everybody's on screens and the kids are wearing headphones and everything's so quiet and because it's like for rich assholes who are basically one step away from homeschooling are sending their kids there so they don't have any problem children at all. They don't have any special ed. They don't have any of the actual realities of dealing with the public because again, it is a subset of a subset of a subset that are already primed to do this kind of thing. Like it's so clean and everybody's, it's just amazing and the kids don't talk kind of at all.
Now made AI one of my priorities as secretary. This explicitly encourages the integration of AI in teaching, learning, and school operations.
It explicitly encourages it. I guess with nude pictures? Okay.
Applications that come into the department that utilize AI will be more strongly considered, for their grants. Might even get some bonus points for that.
Not might. She's saying if your project involves teaching kids using AI, which again is a way of making it cheaper and getting rid of guides, ultimately, and just basically making us making the country entirely homeschooled. That's what this is about. This is the same shit they're doing with basically privatizing the military.
We want to integrate AI at Ed. We're exploring ways to utilize AI in our processes across the department, not to replace human judgment and work, but to make us more efficient and effective. And I think that should be a goal everywhere.
Sorry, if it's not replacing human judgment, then how does it make you more effective? Right.
Ed is fully aligned with the Presidential AI Challenge and is encouraging students and educators to explore AI technologies with curiosity and with creativity.
Yeah. Curiosity and creativity. And a privatization push.
It's not one of those things to be afraid of.
Who are you talking to?
Let's embrace it. Let's develop AI.
Let's embrace it. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, sex bots. Let's move on to that portion. And no offense to the First Lady.
Based solutions to real-world problems and cultivate an AI-informed, future-ready workforce. Ed strongly supports.
All right. Anyways, jackassery. Let me jump ahead to Brooke Rollins's nonsense in this one. Let me show you something real quick, and then we'll move on to how all the other way. Yeah. So, why the fuck the Secretary of Agriculture is there other than, to talk about like 4-H and future farmers as if they control it. These are state organizations that they collaborate with, but they got to fill this fucking thing out, and they're trying to get it into rural states because technological adoption, they believe, is slower in rural states. No, it's fucking not. My next door neighbor and my best friend growing up, Kurt, was a computer programmer because he had a computer in his house in fucking 1977. No, there's, and now without needing, ever since we didn't need giant fucking tape run data centers, it can be everywhere. I got news for you. Hillbillies are hooked the fuck up. People will adapt at their own pace no matter what. But what they want is grant money to red states. This is pork for red states.
Well, first of all, I will turn my microphone on. First of all, I just want to say thank you all. I'm Brooke Rollins, and what a joy to be up here with my fellow cabinet members. Michael Kratsios, you are just a visionary, and I think...
What? How? What? How is he a visionary? What's the fucking vision? We're going to send letters out in curriculums. That's the vision.
To the first term when we were able to work together. It's just incredible to see you lead and drive and cast a vision supported by so many incredible people here, and I know you're...
Jesus Christ. What is it? What's the vision? We got to be best. We must be best at everything, also national securities, and the children must learn the new technologies of the future. Really? Yeah? Yeah? You didn't think they went like all through the schools asking kids if they wanted to work on oil rigs back in the 20s?
Team, but it's just a joy to see this incredible...
This is the vision. Well, I'm an oil man, and this is my boy.
Perhaps one of the most important issues, if not the most, that we have to address and embrace and build as a culture, as a society, as America, is just so great. And to our incredible First Lady, it goes without saying that you're strong.
Yeah, you just shouldn't. But yeah, it should have gone without saying, but it sounds like it won't.
And steady leadership, and whatever you put your hand and your mind to is beyond what any of us could have hoped or imagined in terms of your leadership, your ability to move mountains for what you believe is important.
Jesus Christ. You're spending all of your orange Schittler spiel on her. Sorry. Her steady and out of this world leadership, more than you could have ever expected on an AI task force where you're all sitting around with fucking glasses of water and jibber jabbering about a vision you cannot explain. Jeez, beyond what any of us could have imagined. Okay, so here's a good idea. Maybe you guys need AI to replace your imaginations.
I saw it with your Be Best campaign.
Sorry.
First term, and now to see you put your intellect and your heart and your work behind this is just incredibly encouraging. And as your friend, I'm just so grateful. So thank you for your leadership.
God damn, it's a jerk off. Like, okay.
To all of our private sector partners in the room, I know we're going to get to hear from some of you. Many of you, again, we've worked together for some time, but this is the new Trump administration. Is that
my audio going out, or is it this thing? Hold on. Is the audio choppy for you guys, or is it just my headphone being dickish? Hold on. Going to swap out because I don't trust it. And I think, let's see, put this guy on the charger, see if that's the issue, and maybe do a reset on it eventually. Meanwhile, do my little drapey pieces because hopefully they'll have enough. Wish me luck. Nope. Check. That's is that on their side? Hold on. No, she must have just turned her fucking mic off. I always think it's me.
Vexing challenges facing America. So for those of you that have made this a priority in the private sector, we're just so grateful for your leadership.
What? Hey, dumbass, they're not making it a priority. It is a priority. It's a priority whether they like it or not. Any of these tech companies, including Google, the Google CEO is sitting over there, any of them are like, if they may have wanted to launch a new OS. They had a whole fucking slate of shit for the next 6 years before the LLMs broke about a year and a half ago, and that has all been thrown out the window because AI is prioritizing itself, dumbass.
And you're
thanks for showing up at the trough to get money and get access to the education system and the Defense Department. Like, you have to. That's what they're there for. They kiss up to Melania. She talks to Trump about how they're working great with her team, and if they want to sell shit to the DOD later or create something for Social Security that shaves a mill off of every fucking penny that passes through there, they could make $1 trillion over a decade.
Is to lean in and realizing that sometimes in our country things can get fairly divisive, but your willingness to lean in and to be part of the universal approach to solving these massive problems is just so appreciated. So thank you.
Like gibberish.
I want to say that President Trump has been very clear. The United States will lead the world in artificial.
Yeah, fuck you, okay? People who think they might get ahead of us, you won't.
Intelligence, period, full stop.
Yeah, so don't even try, okay? With your big coal plants and you stealing the tech. And whatever you do not try to kidnap Linda McMahon and ask her a bunch of questions about how AI will be integrated into our education system just to get ahead. It won't work.
Not China, not any of our other foreign adversaries, but America. And with the First Lady's leadership and the Presidential AI Challenge, we are making sure that our young people are ready to win that race. And I think that's why we're all here today.
You're not sure, you think? Also, the race will be won or lost before any of them, the kids that you're kind of talking about, get out of 8th grade.
From my perspective as the Secretary of Agriculture and hyper-focused on rural America and returning the golden age of prosperity to every corner of this great country.
There's the corners again. What about vertical farming? If you're hyper-focused on rural, are you going to miss the entire hydroponic wave of growing vegetables in cities, in modified office buildings and shit like that, I guess?
I would like to say that far too often for those living and working in our rural parts of our country, that often those are left behind and do not always have the same access to the most recent technological innovations that our urban counterparts across the country do.
Gee, I wonder why that would be. I can't imagine why advances in electron microscopes and hadron and the Large Hadron Collider and atomic energy doesn't trickle down to tractor tech. I can't imagine.
We cannot let that happen with AI. The agricultural sector.
Try to stop it, stupid.
who feeds and fuels and clothes the country, who provides the national security in terms of feeding ourselves and fueling ourselves, has the potential for a seismic shift driven by the integration of cutting-edge technologies like AI.
By the way, I would like to remind everyone, hi chat room, we don't have to listen to any more of this, you get the point. This is about replacing agricultural workers, specifically immigrant labor, with robots, with automation, and with AI-based solutions. I've shown you guys over the last few Friday Eyes the apple picking robots, the fruit picking robots, the strawberry picking robots that are already going online. They will be mass rolled out by fall of next year. There are three growing windows, depending on what kind of major crop shift we're talking about, not just like 3 summers. 3 growing windows away from ubiquity. They're going to start rolling them out. Every farmer, that's part of what that whole like write off all your equipment shit is too, is so that they can buy these things and broom immigrants. That's part of that's the purpose. I'm telling you. And on top of that, like the AI, pesticide, like machines basically that have either lasers or can hit plants or bugs with pesticide, or a laser to kill a certain plant before it can, an invasive plant before it grows and takes the soil from whatever the crop you're trying to raise is. Right? Bill says my crop is indoors. I think I have a feeling. I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Yeah. Also, the engagement's really good show. Yes, you're going to be, yes. What could possibly go wrong? Well, here's the thing. It's going to go that way anyways. They're just trying to shorten the timeline from 5 years, which will be into the next presidency. Trump wants, he's been bullshitted by the people around him that it can happen way faster. But it can only happen way faster if the government treats it like a fucking space race. So they've got to dump a shit ton of money into the mechanics of it, the robotic industries, all those kinds of stuff. They have to flood the AI companies with money so that they can pick this slack up through contracts like this. That's why Brooke Rollins is there. Okay, so Trump was supposed to more than likely sit down with these folks. He passed on it. He's also just missing today. He had nothing else on his schedule except the dinner tonight, which he may or may not even go to, right? Or may not have gone to now because it's East Coast time. It would have been at 8 o'clock.